Samsung have just upgraded everything about the S26 Ultra's cameras. Let's go. The S26 Ultra is going to be a camera beast. Allow me to show you how. Whilst the phone's hardware hasn't been drastically upgraded, some new apertures here, and what appears to be a new 5x sensor, or at least the makeup of it looks different, it's actually the software that is going to transform the entire experience. I'm going to split this up into both photo modes and video modes so you can see where the actual upgrades are, and then you can decide which ones you're excited about the most. Starting with photos. Samsung has introduced a 24 megapixel default option for the cameras. Now, it's not immediately there out of the box. You will need to go and install Camera Assistant, because if you go into the cameras and it's not installed, you won't see it. But when you go into Camera Assistant and you find advanced resolution options, you can turn on 24 megapixel resolution, and then you can go into that setting and toggle it on to stay on there if you've left the camera and then go back into it. The 24 megapixel mode will work on the ultra wide, the 1x and the 5x. It will not work on the 3x because that camera is not high resolution, at least for another year. The difference between a 12 megapixel shot and a 24 megapixel shot is just that fine detail. It still has all of the dynamic range and the processing that 12 megapixel shot does. It just now adds in that extra bit of crispness. Something that I've shown you before between the iPhone and the Samsung comparison. Samsung now has it too, but just make sure you install Camera Assistant. As a byproduct of the f1.4 aperture on the main camera here, Samsung have ditched night mode, but not entirely. Again, through Camera Assistant, you can go back in and re-add the mode in. In that same area, you can toggle back on both single take and dual recording. All three of those modes haven't received any upgrades. It's just now that you can re-add them. And speaking about the f1.4 aperture, you do actually see an immediate difference with how much more light it can take in versus S25 Ultra from last year. It's very impressive that, night mode isn't going to be something you need all the time. Then the last sort of photo software that's been upgraded is Expert RAW. There's a couple of settings tweaks that you can make in Expert RAW to change the visual of it. You can actually change through a toggle to show you the focal range of the lens as opposed to the 2x or 3x. Actually will tell you the focal length as opposed to just the number. But there's two modes they've added into labs, which I think people will most likely be interested in. The first one is Ocean mode. Now, they talked a little bit about this last year at the S25 Ultra Unpacked, where they actually went out and did some underwater photography and created a dedicated set of features for the camera so it could capture underwater clearly. Well, they've brought that into Expert RAW as a dedicated mode. It does recommend like a housing for the phone just to protect it against like the salt water and the pressure of the elements. And it also has a bunch of settings that you can tweak specifically for underwater shots. And they've also added in another mode here called reflector mode. The whole purpose of this is if you've got uneven lighting and you're trying to take like a portrait shot, reflector mode will kind of replicate through software, kind of like those big light reflectors that end up evening the light out on the subject's face. You can sort of choose between the color of like silver or gold. You can adjust the intensity of the effect, and you can adjust where the angle of the light is coming from or the reflector is coming from on that person's face, and you can see it working in real time. Compared to standard portrait mode on the phone versus what you can do in Expert RAW, you get a bit more control in Expert RAW thanks to this reflector mode. Samsung have killed it with the design this year. It's lighter, it's thinner, you've got the new camera housing, and it's a bit more round. And you want to keep it looking this nice, so you might want to protect it. Thankfully, Dbrand have the cases for you to be able to do just that. Dbrand actually put as much attention into their cases as they do in how funny they are on their marketing. And that's a lot because their marketing is on point, and I really think they've put the attention to detail into their cases too. They present it nicely, the packaging is sleek and premium, but the cases are actually very high quality. I got 3 cases here. The grip case, which is as advertised, it's grippy. Got the Ghost case, which keeps you looking at that sleek color that you've got on the back there with a clear back, and again protects it. And you've got the big Tank case, which is just very protective, and it even comes with a little skin for your camera housing so it all blends in with the color. Super nice, very premium. Grab them in the link down below. Then we're going to turn our attention to video mode. There is honestly so many video upgrades here. It was hard to keep a track of. So thankfully, I've got them all here directly for you. The first one is a new feature that's part of the Super Steady suite of video features. Horizontal lock. Horizontal lock, you activate it by going into Super Steady and choosing the horizontal lock option. And then in there, you've got a couple of software settings. You can either choose Quad HD or Full HD, and it goes up to Quad HD 60 FPS. You've also got the 0.6x, which is the ultra wide, the 1x, and the 2x crop of the main camera. How this works is actually genius, especially for a phone. If you know about gimbals, you'll know they have a feature where you can kind of turn them around and the camera will stay centered and on point. I tested this out when I went to Good Charlotte the other week on this Pocket 3, and it worked sensationally. I was jumping up and down, video did not move. This is promising a very similar function without the need for a gimbal attached. So when you're walking around with this phone in your hand, maybe you're twisting it, you're turning it like this, the whole time that's happening, the phone is working to keep the footage stable and centered. So it doesn't matter even if you start horizontal and go portrait, or if you start portrait and go horizontal, whatever orientation you start with, it's going to keep it smooth. You can see by the end result that even if you've jittered and stumbled your way through, the footage does not move. It does not shake, it stays centered. And that's the whole point. The horizon lock activates. I can see this being very handy this year when I'm filming my son at football, especially to take advantage of that mode. You've also got some camera assistant video features. Samsung have activated 8K screen mirroring. So if you're recording in 8K and you want to screen mirror at the same time, either through wireless or HDMI, it'll actually still record in 8K. Now, if you're using this as your rig, where you've got maybe a video monitor attached to it, that's going to be very handy because you toggle that on and you can still screen mirror into 8K whilst recording at the same time. There's also something else in Camera Assistant, which I think might appease people who maybe complain about Samsung's focusing or speed of focusing, and that's the focus speed adjustment sliders. Now, this is both for photos and videos. So you've got the option here to slide it all really fast or really slow. So if you go really fast, obviously what's going to happen is if you put something in the way of the camera, it's going to adjust it really quickly. And there's two different toggles that you can activate. Or if you go really slow, it's obviously going to transition to it really slowly. So depending on your preference, you can go in here and activate and change it the way you prefer. But all of that stuff is kind of secondary to the big one that Samsung have added in, and that's the APV codec and on-device LUT preview. That's another one that I'm going to talk about. So for the longest time, people talk about iPhones being the creator's phone, and a lot of it is down to their video capturing capability. Well, not only in the past have I preferred Samsung's video capturing capabilities and their processing, but now they also have a more extensive range of capabilities. We kind of knew this was coming when Qualcomm announced the new chip and that it would support APV. Samsung has now jumped on board to support it. You go into the settings of the camera and into video options, and you'll see it there. As a professional video capture, there's a little toggle and a little menu for it. You've got the option to shoot in HDR or log with the APV codec, and you've got two quality options. You've got the high quality and the low quality. It gives you a little breakdown of how much storage will be used by either option, and the representation is full HD. You can go up to 8K 30 with the APV and log at the same time, I should say. And what that will do is that will actually use a lot more storage. I think I did like a 5-second clip and it was 2.11 gigabyte. Monstrous. This is APV. I'm recording in 4K 30 and I've got log video on as well. So I am going to go in and edit this. I might even do it in Samsung Dex actually to sort of showcase the power of that ecosystem that I'm about to mention. This is Future Dan stepping in. But really it's just to sort of showcase to you the quality you now can get out of a Samsung phone. It's not just all about, needing to get a professional camera or the gold standard iPhone. Can create directly from your Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. I just checked this file size on the video. It was about 1 minute long. Almost 8 gigabytes for 4K 30 in APV high quality. Yikes. You can also record to USB-C too. And you saw when I plugged it in, how it immediately changed to USB-C and changed how long I could record for. And this is just another example. I'm now recording directly to the SSD that's plugged into the S26 Ultra with the APV codec. And then you've got log that now gives you the option to do a LUT preview. So it won't actually apply the LUT to the video once it's finished, But what it will do is give you the preview of it as you're filming. So if you wanted to see what the LUT might look like for the environment you're in, you can preview it. You can't yet add in your own, which I'm hoping that eventually you'll be able to, but you can go into the settings afterwards and apply those LUTs that are pre-installed, or color correct yourself with toggles and sliders that are in there. With all of Samsung's options now for video, you can record directly to external storage. So if you wanted to save space on your phone, you can plug in a USB-C storage device into here and then record directly into it. Honestly, with those camera features that are on board here, you'll be very, very impressed with the recording capabilities of this. It will effectively become a creator's dream. It's got all the tools now. You've got the professional codec, you've got LUTs, you've got log video, you've got HDR, you've got HDR10+, and you've got all of the resolution and frame rate options you could want. Plus with Samsung's ecosystem like Samsung DeX, you could do all of the editing through this as well. Obviously, you had that available before with Samsung DeX, but there was maybe some sacrifices when it came to performance or some of the features you needed to access. You didn't have them. Those don't exist anymore. Everything can be done on here. Just need Samsung to create something that is more aggressively competing with Apple Silicon on macOS, because then it's done. I'll never use an Apple product again. So they are the new camera upgrades to the Galaxy S26 Ultra. A lot there. It might not seem on the surface like there's a lot because they haven't changed the hardware too much, but if you look through the settings and the software, it's a lot to consume. Hit subscribe to Tech with Benefits. We've got so much content planned around the S26 series and the Buds 4 Pro, which I have here as well. So you don't want to miss any of it. I'll see you guys in the next one. You.